Let's talk about the movie Fall, which is the latest from Lionsgate, and we've all seen this trailer. I think the first time I saw this trailer was during Jurassic World, and I was just wondering to myself, what is going to happen in this movie, right? Like, this movie seems so simple. Will it really be a whole movie for like over an hour? And it turns out it is. It has twists, it has turns, it has drama in it, and it just has a ton of some gross out stuff. So let's talk about this movie Fall and its ending. So if you haven't seen the movie, definitely go check out the movie first, come back to this video. But if you have and you want to check it out, what I thought about some certain things and all of that, as well as that ending, stay here. And maybe if you don't even want to watch the movie and just want to know what happens, stay here. But let's talk about it. So Fall pretty much deals with these two friends who are going out to climb this old radio tower. Becky and Hunter a year prior had gone on a climbing expedition as well with Becky's husband Dan, and what happened there was tragedy. Dan actually fell to his death, and so Becky has been sort of dealing with all of this grief and loss for so long, and a year in, Hunter decides that the best thing that they can do right now is go have a climb in honor of Dan and sort of get Becky back out into the world and dealing with things. And so we see this happen. They go to this old radio tower. It all seems to be going fine until they make it to the top, and then the ladder just completely collapses. Now stranded, they are trying to figure out a way to get back down. They barely have any water. They aren't getting any reception, and their drone is at the bottom in a backpack with some more water. So they really are in quite a predicament. They then see some people who they are trying to get the attention of to try and save them. These people end up just stealing their car and leaving them there for sure. No one's going to be able to find them, and no one would even bother to look up this high, right? Or who's going to come out to the middle of nowhere to try and save them. So they are trying to figure out things, and then through the whole torturous ordeal and suffering through all of this, Hunter decides that, hey, I've been hiding something. And this only just comes up too because Becky points out that she has a tattoo that is something that Dan would say with the 143, which stands for I love you. And she's pretty much like, why do you have this tattoo? Hunter gets full of guilt and tells her the truth that her and Dan had been having an affair, and that was the reason for her tattoo. On top of dealing with all of this bullshit about being stuck on top of this, dealing with the loss of your husband, and now also dealing with the fact that your best friend was cheating on you with your husband, Becky's now going to pretty much figure out, what am I gonna do here, right? I'm stuck in such an disgusting position, and there's no way for me to get out. Hunter decides that the only way for them is to get that drone and get it across somewhere to deliver a message. So she decides to go down to get the backpack. So once Hunter gets down there and gets the backpack, she is brought back up by Becky, and then she has a slip, but her fall is broken by the backpack, and then they're able to get back up. So what they eventually do is they decide to get this drone sent out to the diner with an SOS message on it to sort of get the people like over here. But this drone gets hit by a truck. So there's the luck that Becky's having, right? They then decide to get the phone into a shoe in order to be able to drop it to the ground, and maybe all the messages and calls they were trying to do finally go through and they can get someone to come help them. Becky is pretty much asking for Hunter's shoe, and Hunter's like, I can't do that. And Becky's like, what? And Hunter's like, because I'm not even here. So big twist, big reveal right there. Hunter has been dead this whole time. These past days, she has been dead. Once she fell and slipped, she actually did fall and slip. She didn't come back up. This was all in Becky's head. She was hallucinating, probably due to the sun, dehydration, the mix of all of that. And now Hunter has been dead down there for this whole time, as she sees. She then decides that the only way she's ever going to survive is getting down there and eventually using Hunter's body as a sort of cushion as well. So what she ends up doing is, right before she can even do this, she has to get some strength. So she gets a vulture and eats it. These vultures had been sort of trying to eat them, and so it kind of made into a twist that now she is the one eating the vulture. With this newfound strength, she's able to get down there, put the phone in the shoe, put the shoe inside of Hunter's cavity that has been now open due to everything that's been going on with the vultures and the drop and all of that, and drops the body down. Once the body's down, the messages go through, and Becky's father and also the rescue team are able to come help her, and that's our end. So I thought that this was an insane movie and definitely really had you thinking about different things throughout. I like the whole Hunter twist as well. We've seen this twist be done in many other movies as well, and I think that it's definitely done well here. It really gets you by then because it really did feel like she was there, but when you go back and look at it, it makes sense that she really wasn't there because of everything that happened, especially considering some of the dialogue that was happening during this moment really felt different from the dialogue Hunter and Becky had before. So in the end, it was pretty much Becky hallucinating about Hunter being there after the backpack came back up, and I think that was definitely more alongside her had seen the body. I think she had actually seen the body at a point, because in her nightmare and all of that, it definitely reflected how the body was, but she sort of like pushed herself to not believe that, and maybe sort of had her mind conceal it from her, especially because she was already in a very excruciating predicament that was more painful, and her body, her mind, and all of that was just trying to save her from more suffering. So I feel like that could have led to the hallucination that she had as well. So the phone couldn't get any reception high up, and the only way to get the reception back was to just throw it off, since these messages were trying to be sent. Once the reception came back on, they were pretty much saved. And it's funny because this is a little spoiler for bodies. So if you don't want that spoiler, the video ends here pretty much. After this, I'm just going to end it. So appreciate you watching it, but not really a big spoiler for bodies, but reception is a big thing in that movie as well. And I thought it's interesting that both of these movies came out like today. So kind of interesting note right there. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions on Fall. What do you think about it? Also talking about bodies, check out our ending explained on it on our channel, as well as our movie review for it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and notification bell to know when these videos drop. We are on the road to 25,000 subscribers. We just hit 24,000, almost hit 24,000. I mean, we are less than 400 away to that. Can we hit it before the weekend? That's our goal. But as always, I'll see all of you next time. Don't forget to check out the videos on the left, and I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive. If you made it to the end, really appreciate you. We do have a podcast episode dropping tomorrow, which will be our very first podcast episode. We did the pilot a couple of weeks ago. Definitely check that out as well. But here is the trailer for this podcast. We will be dropping pretty soon. Like I said, tomorrow. It's going to be a horror podcast. It's going to run all the way through October, and we're just going to talk a lot of spooky stuff and all of that. So if you're into that, make sure you're following us. You can catch us on Spotify right now and Buzzsprout, but I'll leave the links for all of that down below. But here's the trailer. Really appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. We're trying to get to 25,000 subscribers. So close to that 24,000 mark. But as always, stay safe, stay positive, and enjoy the trailer.